All right, let's get right to the point. I hate clickbait videos. I hate speculation videos. I hate videos that just take like the tiniest little random thread of information online and blow it up to this whole thing. And I promise you that is not what this video is. I would not be making it if it were. I think I genuinely found some solid evidence that we are getting 12 new villagers. Technically 10 returning villagers and 2 new ones. So my biggest question after the 3.0 trailer came out was, where are the old Zelda villagers? Like Wolflink and Epona, are they coming back too? Because I'm a huge Zelda fan, so I want those villagers. Also, speaking of me, hi, I'm Sophie. They, them causing mayhem. I play games and make art and YouTube videos. Hello. Anyways, so I was watching Crossing Channel Talk, which, by the way, if you do like clickbait and little tiny threads of news that are blown up and speculated upon, go check him out. I mean that in a loving way, by the way. Go check him out. He does so many videos on Animal Crossing news and content and any potential new leads we have. And he mentioned that there's proof in the game code that the old Zelda villagers are coming back. And he didn't really say where he has that information. And I immediately was like, what's your source? Where's the info? Where's the photographic evidence? I want to know. I tried Googling it to see if I could find, and the dumb AI Google chatbot thing was like, the villagers aren't in New Horizons. And I'm like, I didn't ask you that, AI bot. I want to know, are they in the code? I want like the deep secret lore that's like hidden in a 5-year-old Reddit thread that has all this information that like proves it. But I could not find that. So I had to go and do the sleuthing myself. And so I have actually looked into the game code before. Basically, there's this folder called ROMFS, and it has everything in it. It has 3D models of all the characters. It's got like the textures that are applied to the objects, dialogue, literally everything. And if you have a modded Switch, you can basically extract that folder from the game and look at it on your computer, which, yes, I have a modded Switch. Boo, hiss, tomato, whatever. Get over yourself, okay? Are people still mad about modded Switches? Are we still mad about that in 2025, almost 2026? Hopefully not. Anyways, I've modded Switch, and earlier this year, I made a sewing core island called Thimble. Shout out Thimble. I have an island tour up on my channel if you want to see her. But for that island, I was like, okay, sewing, yarn, granny, hobbies, I need cats. And what better thing to do than make my own cats? So I did make modded villagers of my cats, also have a video documenting that. So I have looked pretty extensively in the code when I made those character mods. So the first place that I thought to look was the folder that has all of the individual villagers. It's basically every villager has a little file you can open up, and it has their little ominously T-posing character and like all of their facial expressions, all that stuff. I first looked for the 3D models there. I did not find anyone like Wolflink or Epona in the models, unfortunately. I did find Cap'n and his entire family and Rossetti. They're all there already. Also found Cursed Naked Wardell, so I'm gonna burden you with that horrifying knowledge as well. But other than the models, the other files that I worked a lot with were the files where you can change the villager name, the villager catchphrase, like their thing they say, like how Lily says toady, for example. You can change that, whatever their default phrase is. And you can edit their picture, both the actual, what the picture item looks like, and their motto, which is the little sentence that's on the back of the picture if you interact with it. And when I made my cat mods, I went all out. I really wanted to go the whole way. If I'm going to make mods, I want to make it look super, super good. So I actually changed their pictures to look like their real pictures of the actual cats. And I changed the mottos, the little quotes on the back, to be Taylor Swift song lyrics because, yes, I'm a Swiftie, clearly. Man, I'm queer, I'm a Swiftie, and I have a modded Switch. Some of y'all are slamming the thumbs down button right now. I just know some of you are hating me already, and I love that. It's all engagement for me, so go ahead and hate, I guess. But basically, those motto files with the picture quotes, that is where I found the evidence of there's more villagers. So let's slide over to my desktop and I'm gonna go ahead and show you those folders. Okay, so here we are on my desktop. Please admire my Infinity Nikki desktop wallpaper. She is so cute. But anyways, here we are in the ROM FS folder, which, like I said, it's everything Animal Crossing. We've got all of these different things. For example, this one has some calendar stuff. Like it basically will tell you, yeah, this looks like it's stuff about the wedding event. I know model 0 is, okay, yeah, Museum Insect 1. So these are models of all, you know, the insects. We've got pictures of what the closet items look like. This model 3 folder, I believe, is where, yes, all the villagers are. So NPC Animal Squirrel 6, for example, is here, which, spoiler alert, notice this, Squirrel 18, and then it goes right to 21. Where's Squirrel 19 and 20? That's really strange. Why would we have Squirrel 18 and a Squirrel 21 and you specifically left 2 blank? Very interesting. So yeah, that is something that I noticed. We're gonna go to message and let me see if I can remember which one it is on the first try. I believe it's, I wanna say it's, if I'm correct, it should be Talk System USEN. That's just the English US one. Obviously, you could also, you know, if you speak Korean, you can look in the Korean one. If you speak Chinese, you can go in here. I speak English, so we're gonna open that one. This is a program called Toolbox. It is free, and it basically lets you open up these files. It's basically a must-have if you want to make mods or look at these files. Also, I apologize. The lighting on me is absolutely abysmal right now. I look like I'm in like, it's like a dark cave on one side and then well lit on the other. My lighting situation's a mess. Anyways, you don't care about me. You care about the villagers. I'm gonna open this up and we have all these different things in here. Like some of these, I don't even know what some of these are. Okay, like here, saving. That's the message, obviously, when you save. Deleting resident save data. This save data has been deleted. Like, it's basically just like text prompts. But we are interested in this motto. And if you click, you've got all these little listings. It's all basically 3 characters and some have numbers as well. These all correspond to a character in the game. So first we have ALP, read the soil instead of looking at the trees. That one is Cyrus, I believe. ALW, you're the apple of my eye. I think that's, yeah, alpaca. I guess ALP is just alpaca, and then ALW, alpaca wife? Alpaca, I don't know. You're the apple of my eye. This is the other, their special wedding photo. And then, yeah, these ones are like the characters, like Anteater 0, Anteater 1, Anteater 2. There were 10 files in here that are blank. And I'm going to go ahead and show them to you so that you know I'm not lying. Like here, if I just start, I'm just going to start clicking through. You can see all of the characters, they all have blanks. Or they don't have blanks. They're gonna have blanks here. Here's our first blank, BRD19. So there's a villager called Bird19 and their thing is blank. Very strange, right? So all in all, like I said, there are 10 blank ones. Bird19 is blank. We also have Cat22 is blank. Let me see what other animals we were missing. Hamster 8 is blank. Ham08, he is blank. And I did double check. I looked and found like these quotes correspond to all of the hamsters in the game. So they're all accounted for. So this is like an additional, there aren't 9. Well, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's not 10 hamsters. There's only 9 hamsters in the game. So yeah, there is definitely just like an extra one in here. We also have horse 14 is missing and horse 15. So 2 horses are missing. Octopus number 3 is blank. Pig 18 is blank. Squirrel 19 and 20 are blank, which I did show you. Those models are not present in like the 3D model folders either. And finally, Wolf 11 is blank. So what the heck does this mean? There's 10 villagers who are blank. So if you write them all down and you look at them, you can kind of guess who those villagers are meant to be. The most obvious ones, Wolf 11 is likely Wolflink, Bird 19 could be Medley, Horse 14 would be Epona, and Pig 18 would be Ganon. So that makes sense. We have 4 Zelda villagers from the old games, and literally we have exact files corresponding to them that are missing. We also, like I said, Squirrel, was it 18 and 19? Or no, Squirrel, we also had Squirrel 19 and Squirrel 20 were blank. Those are our 2 new Splatoon squirrels that we saw. I will note, it's interesting, I did not find a blank file for a deer, and I did not find an additional file for a bird. There's only 1 empty bird slot. So my guess is that Tulin and Minoru, since they're brand new villagers, they're not coded in the game at all yet. It does make sense that the 4 old villagers and then the 2 Splatoon squirrels are already in the code, because they maybe have had plans of bringing them back. And, you know, they're old villagers. They already have a lot of the code and data probably set up for them somewhere in their, you know, folders. Wouldn't it be great if there was a Nintendo leak the way they had a Pokemon leak? Imagine if we had like 5 to 6 years of information on Nintendo games. The internet would literally implode. Oh my God. Anyways, I just thought of that. So then there's 4 more blank ones that are still not accounted for. Horse 15, Cat 22, Hamster 8, and Octopus 3. My first immediate thought, Octopus 3, that's Inkwell. I thought it was really weird that we had 3 Splatoon villagers in New Leaf and they only showed us 2 of them coming back. So I thought it was really weird they didn't have Inkwell come back. I don't know if Inkwell is going to look different in New Horizons, because I genuinely don't know anything about Splatoon. I guess they updated the squirrels because they're like dressed as like the new characters. I don't know anything about what Inkwell was supposed to look like. What, like, I don't know. I don't know if he'll look different. Ask someone who's into Splatoon their thoughts on that. I've never played Splatoon a day in my life, so that makes a lot of sense to me. Then looking at the horses, there's 1 horse villager that used to exist in the game that doesn't currently exist in New Horizons, and that is Philly. She was a 7-Eleven collab character, which sounds funny, but those items slayed, okay? Don't be hating on Philly. She's just a girl trying to make her money working at a 7-Eleven. The items are incredibly useful. There's like shopping carts, shelves. So they were so useful, okay? And they're gonna go so hard in New Horizons. We also had Hamster 8. Again, there's only 1 hamster villager that used to be in the game that they took out, and that's Holden. He is the Fueki collab. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I am learning Japanese on Duolingo, but I'm still very much beginner, so apologies if I said that wrong. But it's basically like an edible glue. I mean, technically all glue is edible if you try hard enough, but like this is glue that won't make you sick if you eat it, and it's marketed for children. And so they had him come with all these like glue items. So that's cool. Go off, I guess, if you want to have a glue build. Oh my, glue fat. I'm getting so off topic here. My mom has a horse island. Make a glue factory on her horse island. I'm gonna have to tell her that later. Oh my God, she's gonna hate me. She's gonna disown me. Anyways, so that kind of makes sense. Like, you know, bring back the collab villagers. And then last we have Cat 22 was empty. There's 3 cat villagers that used to exist in the old games that no longer exist. We have Pierre, who's kind of like a creepy clown, Meow, who's kind of like the Tamagotchi looking character, and Feline, who is the Monster Hunters character. As much as I'd love to see Meow return, because I love Meow and Bao, the villagers, it's probably going to be Feline. I honestly have been thinking they should do a Monster Hunters collab, because there's literally a new Monster Hunters game coming out in March. And they also had a Monster Hunters edition. Was it a Switch or was it just Joy-Cons? I know they did special stuff for the last Monster Hunter game. I feel like Nintendo's trying to push Monster Hunter and make it a lot more popular, one of their more mainstream games. So yeah, basically those 10 empty files correspond to the 10 like collab villagers that we used to have. I do feel like it's a little weird to bring back like Philly and Holden. Like those were kind of bizarre collabs, but in a way it does make sense. I remember, I don't know who it was. It was one of the Nintendo executives. I don't know if it was one of the US guys or one of the guys from Japan, but they were basically saying they want Nintendo to be more of a lifestyle company than just strictly video games. That's why we've been seeing things like they made the Mario movie. They're going to do a Zelda movie. They've got the music app so you can listen to all of the game music. Like they don't want to just sell games. They want to sell a brand, a life. And so it makes sense that they're trying to push a lot of collaborations. Obviously, like they have the Lego sets, which they're like just out of camera shot, but I do have the Lego sets up in my room. They, you know, want to push their collabs like they used to do with other companies. I wouldn't be surprised if they did more collabs in the future. I would love to see more collabs in the future. Oh my goodness, I have so many. If I were their marketing manager, they would have so many collabs. I have so many ideas. Please hire me, Nintendo. My brain is full of ideas of things that I could sell to people. But yeah, so that's basically what I found. There's 10 blank slots and it feels very specifically left blank. It's not like they just accidentally didn't. Like for example, okay, we have Octopus 0 through 2 and Octopus 4. Why is Octopus 3 blank? That doesn't make any sense. It feels like it was left blank very intentionally, very purposefully. So I feel like, you know, maybe it's an Easter egg they wanted us to find, or maybe they didn't think any of us would find it because they don't want us looking at the game files and modding switches. But yeah, that is basically as far as my speculation goes. I don't really know what else they're adding beyond that. I don't know, you know, anything in terms of like how we're going to get these. I assume it's amiibos. Like, are they going to relaunch these amiibos? How hard is it going to be to get all these people? I'm sure we'll eventually hear, especially as we get closer to the update. But please let me know what you think. If you've done any sleuthing in the code, let me know if you found cool stuff. I have only literally looked at like the smallest fraction of the stuff in the game files. I'm sure there's so much stuff I haven't found yet, and I'd love to hear your findings. Let me know what you're excited for most in the update. I will be making videos about the update. I'm also planning to be streaming on Twitch. I'm literally taking PTO so that I can be here in this chair all day long when the update comes out. I will also be ready in case they release it a day early, like 2.0. I will literally scream if they do that. So I will be here that Thursday/Wednesday night if it drops early. So be sure to find me on Twitch. Follow me here. If you really like me, go to my Etsy and buy things from me, because Nintendo is literally stealing all my money with the Switch 2 and all the games they're putting out. At least this update is free. I will be getting the $5 Switch 2 like upgrade pack, but at least this is all free. Honestly, I fully expected them to go like the Sims 4 route and just charge us for DLC constantly. They're doing so good. They are treating us so well. I can't believe people are complaining about this update. They're giving us so much stuff for free versus other games are like, no, you got to pay for that. You want to have like 20 more Pokemon in the game? $30 DLC. You want to have a new set of furniture? $30 DLC. I'm just so happy and grateful that they're doing this. Can't wait to see what is next for Animal Crossing. I'm going to stop yapping and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Stay peachy.